Hello and welcome to another anime lore and theory video. I'm Shergog, your host, and today we are going to take a closer look at how teleportation magic works in the world of Mushoku Tensei. But before we're going to take a closer look at any of this, let me quickly thank my Patreons for supporting this channel and say my thanks to all users of the YouTube thanks function for making one-time donations. And with that said, let's get to the topic at hand. 2 years. That was the approximate time Rudy would need to travel from the 3 northern magic nations at the top of the world map to the Baggerid continent and back, an enormous time span during which a lot could happen or go wrong at home. But thanks to the teleportation network that Orsted and Nanahoshi used to travel from one place to another, the travel time was reduced to just a single month. Such a significant time saving that everyone who works in logistics would be gushing over it while gently touching and fondling their monitors in blatant ignorance of where the data they're foaming about is actually stored and processed. So the question arises, how did Nanahoshi not only know about the teleportation network but also have records of how Orsted travels and how the network actually works and is connected? First off, teleportation circles don't work instantly. There's a delay of a few minutes when traveling through them. Nevertheless, a few minutes of waiting, at least from the outsider's perspective, which feels again instantaneous from the one actually using the teleportation circle, is not comparable to months or even years of travel time. That's also why teleportation circles were frequently and gladly used in the past. However, the mere presence of teleportation networks almost contributed to the downfall of the complete humanity. In the last great demon war, when Laplace unleashed his armies on humanity and nearly wiped them out, many demons managed to hack parts of the network and use it for their own troop transport and movement. And the fact that Laplace's armies could now travel quickly brought humanity to the brink of extinction. Not only did they lose the advantage of fast travel, but the fact that their network was now used to send enemy troops behind their own lines, disrupt their supplies, and allowed Laplace's armies to destroy their own strongpoints was a catastrophe. This very hack turned the entire war in Laplace's favor. Therefore, spoiler alert, one of the heroes, one of the God Slayers, the armored Dragon King Perugius Dola, who was involved in sealing Laplace, advised the human realms to destroy the teleportation circles and guard anyone that they should choose to keep closely. Even though the threat from Laplace was temporarily averted, these teleportation circles could still be used to launch surprise attacks on enemy states, something that could cause immense instability within the human world, even without Laplace. Aside from that, teleportation circles are also not necessarily stable. When stepping onto an unknown teleportation circle, you can never know where it will take you or where you will end up. And we already know that Rudy is on his way to the teleportation labyrinth, as the book about it was introduced into the plot in the first half of season 2. So this will become important, as you might have already figured out. And due to these dangers, the teleportation circles were outlawed by the states of the entire world and destroyed upon discovery as a national security risk. However, this does not mean that some have not survived the destruction, simply because they were never found, being shielded and obscured by magic. And it is no coincidence that a dragon-like symbol adorns the stone in front of the ruin that Rudy and Elena Lise used, and the teleportation circle located about 5 days from Rudy's house is one such circle that has endured over time. Perhaps a short digression on how the magical barrier could be maintained over centuries, given that these ruins are essentially untended and are no longer maintained, and given Orsted's issue. Well, the reason lies in the surrounding environment, which, like the monuments to the 7 great powers, so for Orsted, Laplace and the others, is very rich in mana. And this mana then fuels the barrier magic that hides the ruins from the world's eyes. And this brings us to the reason why there's actually a delay in teleportation, why it takes a quarter of an hour and not just a fraction of a second. Teleportation functions like a journey through the inner world of Mushoku Tensei. In other words, whoever teleports travels through the center of the world at great speed and then emerges from the teleportation circle on the ground. It is more akin to a fast travel function than to just instantaneous transportation. And the inner world is precisely that one white space in which Hitogami currently resides. Therefore, teleportation seems to play a very significant role in the world of Mushoku Tensei, if the teleportation disaster was not enough of a clue. And Nanahoshi made records of the teleportation circles that she traveled with Orsted, simply because she was teleported into the new world, and hoped that the extensive records of the teleportation network would help her understand teleportation and summoning magic. Naturally, Orsted instructed her not to share this information and the travel routes with anyone, since the discovery and subsequent destruction of these points would make Orsted very mad. And finally, a note on the clothing found in the wardrobe in the middle of the desert in a no man's land. It naturally belongs to Orsted, specifically because he exchanged his winter gear for light desert appropriate clothing. And this of course also gave Rudy a very uneasy feeling, simply because Orsted had almost eliminated Rudy once, and now he fears Orsted. And since it is his teleportation network that Rudy wants to use, he naturally did not want to run into Orsted again, or give him any reason to come after him. Oh yes, fun fact, Nanahoshi had been to the Beggarid continent once before, but the strains of the journey were so great that she collapsed on the way and was then picked up and carried by Orsted, which I somehow find cute. And with that said, now it's your turn. What do you think about the video, the teleportation circles, and Orsted and Nanahoshi? Let me know it down in the comment section. And while you type, I say thank you very much for watching, and special thanks to Other Daddy Other, ASK, Bad Guy Yi, Bad Burrito 316, Biza, Ben C, Brandon D, Chrissy, Crowley 0221, Sia, Crystal Prime, Dead Slime, Death is Mercy, Deathless Dragonlord, Demon Xenomorph 1987, Devin Downen, Ding Dong, Din Pep, Dragonlord Placidu Saxophone, Duckwagon, Dunkler Krieger, Dystopia, Dystopia II, Enigmatic Unicorn, Feral Shivan, Guy with That Head, Hector Moreno, Hoss, Hustler, Jacob G, Jana B, Jason, J. Morris, Chromius, Kyle R, Lee K. Long, Legendarius, Lelouch Britannia with a Mustache, Lexus Fox, Lord Nishikian Rai, Lord Touch Me, Loverazor, Marovek, Mr. Shoes, Mr. Tweaker, Michael R, Michael Y, Nope, Oh Hell No, Normal Toad, Okill, Overlord General Gasper, Paddy Pantom, Personage, Primus 11, Rhinomere, Cune Kerkos P, Shergox's Daddy, Shadow Lightning Wolf, Shrine Keeper, Sir Axolotl, Super Tier Magic Batista Bomb, Supreme Cheese, Staris, Ted, Texas Deer, The Orc Warboss Rak Edsmeshar, T.E. Wang, Vash Hawkeye, Vegito 27, Venture Fanatic, Wilhelm, Xenokai and Sonogon. Thanks guys. Anyway, have a nice day, and I hope to see you all again soon on my next video.